Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my videos, and this time it's another Super Doomspire tier list. The last Super Doomspire tier list video did surprisingly well, like compared to my other videos, so I decided to keep this train going. And so today we're doing rockets instead of swords. Next time I'll probably get to trowels and bombs, though those will be much shorter since there's not a lot of content there compared to swords and rockets. Now, before we jump into this, you need to remember these are all based on my opinion. My opinion is based on how I use these and my strategy when I'm using these rockets. If your strategy is different than mine, this tier list might not be for you, but in case it is, this will be a useful guide for what you should buy and what is worth buying. So without further ado, let's start. Here we have the basic launcher. The basic launcher is not bad. I quite like it actually, since it does not have any nerfs. But the reload time on this is quite a problem, but it's also not bad. I think I'll give it a B. Yeah, a B sounds reasonable. It's not bad. It's the definition of mediocre. So yeah. Now, scope shot. Scope shot, I think scope shot is a very good starter rocket. It's not necessarily the best for late game if you have been playing this for a while. But for a starter rocket, it's one of the best. It does not cost a lot, and it has 80% plus damage and plus 80% rocket speed, which is honestly quite good. It just has less blast radius, which could be a problem, but overall, I still think it's quite a great pick if you're, let's say, poor and just starting off. So I'll give this a high B. It's above classic, but not worth an A. Next we have Bombardier. Bombardier is the rocket that shoots in an arc. Its nerfs are that when you're holding the rocket, it makes you much slower, and it also has quite a high reload time. But when the rocket travels in an arc, the more it travels, the more damage it gains. So I think that's quite a plus. It also has higher blast radius. But one problem with Bombardier is it's not the best for destroying stuff. Imagine at the start of the round, your bridge get damaged and you drop down. You need to destroy the enemy's bridge. In case you guys don't know, a Doomspire is connected through the bottom and the bridge. You need to separate both of those parts for it to fall. A lot of people make the mistake of just separating the bottom layer and doesn't break the bridge. And because of that, the tower doesn't fall and then they lose. Now, let's say at the start of the round you fall down. You can't break the bridge. And with Bombardier, that really does not help your case. Since it travels in an arc, it cannot reach the top unless you bomb jump again to go destroy it. But it's also not great for destroying the bottom layer. It takes a long time to reload, which is quite a downside. In Doomspire, one of the main points is speed, especially the speed at which you destroy the spires. But the good thing about it is for PvP. Let's say there's an enemy hiding behind a barricade. A normal rocket is not gonna reach that, but a Bombardier, it can arch through the top and hit the enemy. So I'll give this a C. It's very situational. You're not going to use it a lot probably, but it's there. It's not bad. Next we have the Crystal Blaster. The Crystal Blaster is, as a lot of people know, one of the best rocket. Its only downside is that it has very low range. Is by short range, I mean very short range. You can barely reach any enemies, not even don't even talk about the bridge. So it's honestly not the best, but its power, its pros are so good. It has high damage and high blast radius. And it also has a quick reload time. It's honestly one of the best there is. The only thing dragging it down is honestly its range. But it's still honestly pretty good. The range is what cuts it short for me. So I think I'll give it an A. I think an A is pretty good. Like, sure, its range is short, but it's quite fast. For the Bombardier, it's slow and you can't reach the top. The Crystal Blaster is not good for PvP, but it's great for destroying stuff. And if you drop down, you can just rock a bomb jump. It would waste the bomb, but I would think it's worth it since the Crystal Blaster is really good. It really makes up with its pros. Next, we have the Shadow Dragon. The Shadow Dragon is quite a popular pick. Imagine the Crystal Blaster, but instead, it has long range, can cause burning, but takes longer to reload and has less damage, but still an overall increase. I'll say the Shadow Dragon is overall not bad. It's actually quite good. That's why it's such a popular pick. I'll give it an A. It's definitely not Crystal Blaster tier, but it's still pretty good. It could be better than Crystal Blaster. Nah, I don't think it is. Next, we have Horse Hog. Now, Horse Hog, the whole point of Horse Hog is that you can bomb jump with it. It has better bomb jump. But the thing is, it can inflict self-damage. So when you bomb jump, you take 15 damage, which is quite a lot considering it. So its only pro is kind of cancelled out by its con. It's very situational, but it's too situational for me. So I think I'll give it a D. Yeah, seems fair enough. Now, Arm Cannon. This is one of the worst rocket there is. It's definitely an F. There is no discussion about this. Its only pros is what? It has negative 200% reload time. When you see that, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But no, it's slow. Imagine you have to charge up the cannon before it does any damage. And the projectile is quite slow too. It's not worth it at all. So no, F. And if you get killed by it, shame on you. Next, we have Laser Cannon. The only pro of Laser Cannon is that it can shoot 2 projectiles at once, and the projectiles are also quite fast. But the other nerfs are that its damage are lowered, blast radius are lowered, but I still think it's pretty good considering it fires 2 shots. And once it fires 2 shots, and it gets the nerf, I don't think it really cancels it out. So I don't think the con really overweights the pro since it does shoot 2 shots. So even if the damage has a nerf, if you shoot 2 shots, the damage is still balanced out. So I don't think it's the best. I'll give it a very yeah, C makes sense. Next, we have Rockstar. Now, Rockstar, one of the most annoying launcher there is. Rockstar can be very good if you use it smart enough. It has a special attack called power chord, right? And when it uses power chord, it's basically blasts everyone. Imagine the baseball bat, but it's an AoE effect. So it's not bad, but it also has the con that its projectile travels very slowly. So if you're attacking from far away, they can dodge it very, very easily, and they also could reflect it back at you. So honestly, not the best. I don't know why it's a legendary. I get it that it has a cool special attack, but I don't think it's good enough to warrant it, like, to give it legendary. This is quite a hard pick. I think I'll move Horsehawk to E and Rockstar to D. Yeah, I think that's fair. So yeah, that's the whole tier list. There's not a lot of rockets, so this video is obviously shorter than the sword one. Now, you just need to remember, I said this all the time, this is just according to my preference and how I use these rockets and what I think about them. You can take this into consideration when you're about to buy a rocket, but don't take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it too seriously. You don't need to exactly follow my tier list. You can have your own taste, your own opinion. You could think the arm cannon is good. I would judge you, but I wouldn't say you're a bad player. All of these rockets are good and quite balanced if you know how to use them. These are just according to my taste and how I use them. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. This is shorter, but I hope you still enjoyed this, and if you watched till the end, clap clap, good for you. So yeah, I'll see you on the next video.